Cool.
Live.
We're live. What's up, everybody? This is Scott and Mike from Peak Prosper today, and we're super stoked to share with you some details about a 5-day Become the Man You're Meant to Be challenge that's coming up, and just talk for a few minutes about gratitude and the electric energy that's available in the universe right now. And oh, Friday, Friday adventures ahead.
Yeah, I would love to hear what people have got going on this weekend for Labor Day. And maybe if you're getting out in the mountains or you got a little adventure plan, let us know. We'd be stoked to hear from you. And yeah, we're going to talk to you guys about the 5-day challenge that we've got coming up September 11th to the 15th. You guys are going to be absolutely stoked on that. It's 100% free, by the way, and no commitment. There's no strings attached. Well, there's one commitment. We'll talk about that later on. There is one commitment, but yeah, we are, there we go, going to Oklahoma for the weekend. Sweet.
Sick.
Awesome. Happy days. So, and what's going on in Oklahoma? That's what I want to know. But so this morning we're talking about gratitude and the electric energy that is available for all of us. And, Scott and I, we had an interesting conversation before we jumped on it just about, injuries and health. And I know that it's just so important to the guys that are in our transformation program that we work with on a one-on-one basis, but also the guys that are really gravitating towards Peak Prosper. And maybe you're watching this right now and you're not even in are working with us, but you're saying, I like what these guys do. Would bet that you really value health and movement. And so, yeah, Scott, I mean, do you want to kind of lead us into son and grandson? Nice. Scott, do you want to lead us into just kind of what our conversation might be about before we talk about the challenge?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I actually just want to talk about the ability to move.
Yeah.
This gift that we've been given called movement, and what life is like when that is stripped away from us. I think there's a quote: "You never know what you got until it's gone." And that couldn't be further from the truth, or closer to the truth, I should say. I woke up one day, I couldn't walk, and there was no real reason as to why exactly, but my foot just locked up and it was in so much pain that I couldn't walk. And Mike, you and I, we were just talking like 10 minutes ago about this euphoric moment that you had today. And when I couldn't walk, I then spent the next year and a half recovering from this undiagnosable traumatic foot injury. And I remember about a year and a half into this recovery process, I really started to heal. And it was because my physical therapist had me set this incredibly powerful intention. And the intention that I set was to heal, to return to full strength and have the ability to hike to Everest Base Camp. And I'm so stoked to talk a little bit about that today. That was my impossible. I mean, I was stuck in emotional and physical muck, literally experiencing both emotional and physical pain, feeling like I'd never be able to turn my dream into a reality ever in my lifetime. And that happened, but I don't want to get ahead of myself. Mike, I'd love to hear a little about your experience today. You just went on your first 2-mile hike in a very long time, right?
Yeah. So, a little over 4 years ago, I was in a climbing accident. I was in Wyoming in the Tetons and I fell rock climbing. Long story short, shattered my heel bone. It's a pretty serious bone to break in your body. And I had 17 screws and a plate put in to put it back together. My surgeon said to me, most people never really walk normally again. You'll probably never run again. You're probably never going to like do the stuff that you were doing. Pretty much telling me that you're going to have to settle. And I'm 20. I mean, look, I'm 20. I was 25 or 26 years old at the time in the prime physical health of my life. And that put me down a lot of years of depression and my mind just literally taking over, living in fear, constant anxiety, confusion, identity. I mean, you just name it, right? Like all the things that we talk about, Scott. And so over these last 4 years, I've been pretty much self-sabotaging myself. I would go out into the mountains, but every day would be in pain, ibuprofen, icing my foot at night, just being a broken guy limping around. And, a lot of questioning whether I would ever return. Maybe the doctor was right. You know what I mean? Maybe I would never return to actually being healthy and strong again. And about a year ago from today, I had two more surgeries to get the metal and everything out of my ankle and clean up some bone spurs and damage that I had done. And long story short, today I went on a 2-mile hike, pain free. And yeah, man, it's a very special moment in my life. And, that was kind of the impossible, right? For me right now I remember saying my mantra was like, I will heal. If it's the last thing I do on this earth, I will heal. And the journey to get there was a lot of ups and downs and new surgeries and things I didn't think would happen. And I didn't realize that the healing is actually the internal healing, which is why Scott and I we talk so much about taking care of your mindset and in your inner world. But now we want to talk to you guys about setting the impossible. Setting the impossible. That's what this challenge is about, for you to set a new standard, a new goal, a new dream for yourself that's above your current existence, like what you're dealing with. And it will lift you to higher heights than you could have ever imagined. But that's kind of a long, kind of winded answer there, Scott. But before we kind of get into the challenge for you, what did that trip in the Himalaya do for your healing in your life moving forward?
It just affirmed to me that impossibles are possible, no matter how crazy or big or outlandish they might be. I remember walking across the last footbridge into the town of Lukla, which is about 40 miles from Everest Base Camp. And a year prior, I could not have imagined walking 2 or even 3 miles with a backpack that weighed 50 pounds. Couldn't have imagined it. And I remember taking those last few steps back into the town of Lukla and just feeling this electrical energy surge through my body, and a wave of emotions that I rarely ever experienced in my life started just flooding through me. And it was just a really powerful affirmation that I did it. And I
So,
turned something into a reality that I thought was absolutely impossible.
so when you were setting this goal, you were like, "Oh, this feels impossible to me,"
Yeah.
right? Why did you stick with it?
So I wrote a book called Bridge: Define, Build, and Ignite the Life of Your Dreams. It was actually the big project that I undertook while I was going through my foot healing process. And there's a page in that book that talks about goal setting. And at the top of that page, I used going to Everest as my goal, as an example of a goal that somebody might set in their life. And I said, I'm hiking to Everest Base Camp on October 1st, 2019, free from pain, strong, healthy, and well. So I wrote that into my book. I published the book. And then one of my friend's dads got a copy of the book and he was reading it. And he goes, Fletcher, sounds like Scott's going to Everest. And when I heard Fletcher reiterate what his dad said, that was my oh fuck moment.
Yeah.
He was like, I haven't bought a plane ticket. I don't have a plan. I just like published this into my book, but I'm doing this.
Yeah.
And then everything kind of materialized from there.
Yeah.
So
It's amazing what happens when you start telling people of your dream or goal, right?
yeah, I mean it just builds accountability into it and starts to build the energetic momentum behind something that you want to turn into a reality. And I think one of the biggest things, there's so many dreams, so many goals, so many aspirations we have in life that we set out to do alone. And I've found in my experience, when we accomplish things alone, they're just not as rewarding, fulfilling, or amazing as they could have been if we included a team.
Yeah.
And at some point, I realized team just stands for together, everything accomplished matters. And so, yeah.
Yeah, well, that just goes back to the limiting belief that, men are kind of told, you got to go it alone, man. You got to take care of your own. You got to, you got to do it yourself. It's that do it yourself mentality. And to ask for help is a sign of weakness as a man. And that's one of the biggest limiting beliefs that stop men from actually living a life of true fulfillment and purpose and passion, because they think that, I've got to figure it out myself. typically because that's the way our fathers and their grandfathers were, right? We came from like super hard-nosed, hardworking, guys that were either in, my grandfather was in World War II. I mean, the amount of times he said to me, growing up, you got to put your head down and grind, that's right. And I'm not saying it's a wrong thing, but it is just a belief. It's not true or false, right? It's just the way that they went about life and what they were told. But is it serving us anymore? And is it serving you? And that was one of the biggest things for me, and why I decided to work with you originally, Scott, was like, I don't have it all figured out clearly, right? Otherwise, I wouldn't be dealing with what I'm dealing with right now. So why don't I just check my ego for a second and learn something new and put myself out of my comfort zone? And realizing that Tim Ferriss said it best. He was like, the questions that you have in your life, chances are the answer is in someone else's head. And that's when I realized, I was like, there's levels to this world, and I got to start tapping into that higher power of other people who know. I mean, who are living the life that I want to live.
Brilliant, man. Well, let's share with our tribe here some of the details about this challenge we have coming up. And this is going to be a magical experience, guys. It starts on September 11th, like Mike said. We're going to be going live for an hour a day, just sharing the principles and the blueprints that we've been teaching to hundreds of men all over the world for years now, empowering them with what they need to turn their own impossibles into possibles. Mike, can you share with us a little bit about what those 5 days are going to include, and how guys might learn more and sign up for the challenge?
Yeah, so we'll drop the link down below, and it's 100% free. So that's the cool thing about it. Look, our mission here at Peak Prosper is to impact thousands of high-performing adventurous men, and we're not going to stop until we do that. And part of this challenge is expanding that horizon and reaching more men. Look, this world is confusing and it's challenging at times. And sometimes it feels like we can be stuck or out on an island, right? We don't know what to do. There's this kind of confusion about maybe who I am or who my best self is. And a lot of times, maybe we just lack the clarity around our future, right? There's that uncertainty surrounding it. And I think the worst part about that, Scott, is the effect that it has on the things that we value most, like our health and relationships. So, we see a lot of guys, maybe you're struggling in your relationship. There's this kind of flux period. There's uncertainty surrounding it. You're not tapping into the highest levels of love there. And so what we did with this 5-day challenge is we just essentially said, hey, you give us 5 days and we're going to give you the tools, the resources, and the blueprints that we have taught to hundreds of men. We've given them massive results in their life. I mean, I look at someone like Justin, that we worked with. He was making $2K a month. He was wanting financial stability. His relationship was on the rocks with his girlfriend. And within 8 weeks, he completely turned it around. He's making $7 to $10K a month now in his new sales job. But the best part about that is he actually rekindled his relationship with his father, and his relationship with his girlfriend has never been better. And so we're just going to be teaching you all the things that we teach to guys in our one-on-one coaching, in our transformation program, and it's going to be insanely valuable. If we go down through kind of the 5 days, the first day we're going to be talking about mental clarity and emotional control, right? Day 2, we're going to be talking about really gaining massive self-awareness and a true understanding of yourself. Day 3, we're going to be tapping into defining a new vision for your future, right? So you're going to get that powerful shift into this new version of yourself. Day 4, Scott's going to be leading us into how to tap into your flow state, right? How to get out of this place of overwhelm and more into this place where you feel healthy and energized. And then day 5, we're going to stack the cherry on top and give you our proven goal system that's going to really make your vision turn into reality. So this is 100% free. That's the best part about it. And I was mentioning there was a commitment, right? In the beginning of this live, the commitment that you make, it's not financial, right? So don't worry about that. It's in yourself. And just make the commitment right now to say, you know what? If I'm not living my best life, right? Show up to this thing. What do you have to lose? I guarantee there's going to be at least one thing that you're going to walk away from this going, holy crap, that's valuable. And I know that I can improve my life with just this one thing. I hope that it's more than just one thing, but if you can learn one thing in this that can radically improve your relationship with maybe your girlfriend or your wife or even yourself, that's going to be incredibly powerful for you. So, yeah, Scott, what else do you have to add to this?
That's it, really. If this interests you, if you would like to learn more, I think there's a link to our website above with all the details and how you can sign up and more information about what's included and what each day is going to look like. And yeah, like Mike said, it's going to be incredibly powerful. And we're so stoked to be on this journey with you guys and to get to positively influence and inspire your life in the direction of your dreams. So I hope to see you inside the challenge starting September 11th. And hoping that you have a wonderful weekend full of awesome adventures. So
Yeah,
I think
sweet.
that's it for today, right, Mike?
Yeah, we'll just drop the link down below. And if you guys have any questions about the challenge, you can just leave a comment down below and we'll answer your questions and give you more information. But we also created a page on our website there within the link where there's just all details. We created videos for you, a whole bunch of info. So yeah, if you're interested in this and maybe you didn't sign up, but you want a little bit more, just yeah, either reach out to us or comment down below. And we cannot wait for this challenge, guys. Yeah, awesome. Sounds awesome. Appreciate the comment. Going to be epic. So happy days, guys. And we'll see you in the group.
Awesome. Peace out, guys.